realized his body was slowly fading away. Right then, his wife came home, and the sight left her frozen in shock. Before she could react, the man had completely vanished. But she refused to believe it. How could someone just disappear into thin air? Moments later, she found a USB drive he left behind. Trying to figure out why her husband had vanished, she plugged it in. What she saw made her regret it instantly. Turns out, this man wasn't even from this world. In his real world, he had a happy family until a car accident took his wife and daughter. He was ready to die with them, but the god of time offered him a deal. Go to a parallel world, stay with a woman and her child for 8 years, obey them unconditionally, and then his real wife and daughter would be brought back. He agreed without hesitation, and the god of time sent him to this woman's side. By coincidence, she happened to need someone to play dad for her child, so they signed an 8-year marriage contract. He knew she only saw him as a stand-in for her first love, but he didn't care. All he had to do was follow her orders and take care of the kid. To outsiders, it looked like he was madly in love with her. They often tested him, trying to see if he was really devoted. Every time, he risked his life just to prove it. For 8 years, he lived like her servant. The little girl grew up, but never once saw him as her dad, only as someone she could boss around. Still, he didn't mind. In 6 days, he'd return to his real world and reunite with his wife and daughter. But those last 6 days nearly cost him his life. Because the woman's first love came back, the real father of the girl. From then on, the man became an outsider in his own home. It didn't take long for her to realize that her first love didn't really understand them. At dinner, he kept serving dishes they hated, but the man always knew exactly what they liked. That made the first love jealous. One day, while the man was in the kitchen, he accidentally spilled a pot of boiling soup all over him. His arm turned red instantly, but the woman didn't even notice. Her eyes were only on her first love, who had burned a single finger. Worse yet, the first love blamed the man, and without checking the truth, she scolded him mercilessly. The man knew she never loved him, but after 8 years of loyalty, he hadn't even earned her trust. That night, the first love sent him a video of the woman and her daughter taking care of him at the hospital, hoping he'd be furious. But he didn't care at all. The only people who mattered to him were his wife and daughter in the other world. Soon, only 5 days remained. The woman left on a work trip and told him to watch her daughter, but the girl insisted her real dad push her on the swing. Clumsy and careless, he shoved too hard, and she flew off. Without thinking, the man threw himself in front of her, shielding her with his body. He hit his head hard, but at least the girl was safe. At the hospital, the first love twisted the story, accusing the man of pushing the girl. No matter how many times he denied it, the woman didn't believe him. After all, her first love was the girl's real father. She locked him in a dark room for 3 days without food or water. By the time she let him out, only 3 days remained. She claimed she knew the truth now but excused her first love, saying, he didn't mean it. That's when the man finally understood. In her eyes, he'd always be wrong. But he no longer cared. 2 days left. He grew more eager by the hour to see his real wife and daughter again. But suddenly, the woman stormed in and found his old family photo. Furious, she demanded to know who the woman in the picture was. He quickly snatched it away, saying it